And we're in. Goodbye, Rat. And welcome back to Spyro, where we're quickly approaching the end game, because we are currently at 89%, and we're here in the final world with 1, 2, 3, 4 more levels. That's right, we are that close to the end. Can you feel it? I'm ready. Let's just not waste time going to Nork Cove. Now you might be saying, wait a second, you did 100% the level last time. Yeah, that's because you actually can't. You have to beat Nork in the levels to actually 100% it. Kind of a nice feature, kind of wish the other stages had that, oh, you have to beat this stage and then more of the stage unlocks, but I ain't gonna complain. We're entering some of my favorite levels. Now, I admit I'm probably a little partial simply because I am a machine, but the Norks in this game, let's just say you're about to see they're very industrial. Yeah, I'm not even joking, they should have like how would you put it? I'm just said industrial, but you'll see more as we go. There we go. These are supposed to be explosive and you can just knock them back. Nice little touch. But yeah, it's basically a world of water and machines. Very interesting design, but you know what? I like it. Mainly because it's such a contrast, 1 second, boom, domino effect, to the Dragon Worlds. I mean, think about it, you have the Dragon World, you have the Dreamweaver World, you have the Beast Tamer World, which was a swamp, but whatever. There are all these like fantastical lands you could find and blah blah blah. TNT, I forgot about that, and whatnot. But here you have the Norks lands, and yeah, for some reason they decided to go industrial. Smokestacks, ships, a lot of metal and steel. It's a nice little thing. Now, you could have learned, oh, they're not gone. I was gonna say, you could light the TNT in their hand, or you could just bash them with the barrel. I prefer the barrel. It's fun, and this is the only time you get to do stuff like this. Yeah, we're in my favorite set of worlds in Spyro 1. Again, I'm a little impartial. I'm a machine. Of course, I'm gonna like the industrial nonsense, but you know what? I like what I like. Okay, let me just make sure this top area is secured, and then I can go exploring down beneath. All the pretty gems, because we almost got all of our treasure back. Alright, Dragon, who are you? Rescued Latif.
Keep up the good work, Spyro. I expect Nasty's really starting to worry about you.
I'd be shaking in my Nork boots if I were him.
Yeah, should be afraid of a little dragon who's able to take out his basic minions. Whatever. I wanted to blow you up. Oh well. Let's see. I guess we can go this way. Ooh, almost fell into the water. Remember, dragons can't swim apparently. Or rather, can't swim yet. Okay, so I'll say you can... Oops. You can... There we go. You can light the TNT to take care of the armor, and then you can take care of the Nork himself. Now, my only real question... Okay. Secret, Spyro's an assassin, apparently. What was I saying? I forget. Memory issues. Yeah, that's why I was saying how Spyro can't swim yet. Don't worry, it's a feature, and although Crash technically still can't swim, he can scuba, so halfway to improving? Whatever. I just like it when these old school games are like, oh, you can't swim as a mechanic, and then it's like, but in game 3 they can, so, that's progress. I love when we have subtle gameplay that tells a story rather than straight up like, oh, Spyro, welcome to Spyro 2. By the way, you learned how to swim in between games for level progression reasons. Instead, it's like, no, Spyro can't swim. And the next game, they actually learn how to swim. Then you can, it's just, or I guess Spyro does. Ow, my bad. I'm focusing on too many things. In Spyro 2, you do learn how to swim eventually. And it is for gameplay reasons, but I guess we're talking about games like Crash and somewhat Sonic. I mean, if you're a Sonic fan, you know. And no, you can't knock this into here or explode. But if you're a Sonic fan, you'll know that... Ooh, chain reaction. Got it. That, Sonic is actually a character that grows over the course of the games. In terms of abilities, I guess mostly that's it. I would say in terms of character, but you know, these kind of characters don't grow. Now, compare that to Mario. Now, this isn't like a critique on Mario. I also love Mario. Who doesn't love Mario? And, oop. But I just realized that Mario, throughout all of his games, the only thing that changes is his power-ups. He's still the same Mario. Now, at first he was learning things. You know, he eventually learned how to wall jump and triple jump and, you know, all that good stuff. But, hasn't really learned anything since. It's just been, I guess technically learns how to use new power-ups, but, you know, the Wonder Flowers, for instance, in Mario Wonder, that just came out. Or not just came out, it came out a while ago. Yeah, it's cool that you learned how to utilize those powers. But unless a Wonder Flower pops up in the next Mario game, that's kind of a wasted skill. Now compare that to Sonic, who, in earlier games, okay, let me just flame this TNT real quick, needed a power-up for the Lightspeed Dash, where you can, you know, dash through a set of rings extremely fast. Fast forward to several games later, and it's just a built-in skill he now has. And I just love subtle features like that. Rather than remaking it the same power-up over and over, you actually learn how to do it. Rescue Thomas.
Wow, I never thought I'd be rescued, especially by such a little dragon. What I mean is, I always believed in you, Spyro.
You gotta believe.
Yeah, nice reference. For those of you who get that reference, nice. That's all I gotta say. For those of you who are questioning what that reference is, I'll give you a few minutes to think about it, then I'll tell you. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the reference was Parappa the Rappa. One of the first, if not the first, rhythm game. That's right, if it wasn't for Parappa the Rappa, we might not have had games like Rock Band and Guitar Hero. Although those games have kind of disappeared, you know, they were popular for a minute, and you can thank Parappa the Rappa for that. Which was also a very appreciated game for its time. And you might be saying, it's about a rapping 2D dog. What's there to appreciate? Well, in Parappa the Rappa 1, not so much 2, because 2 was the classic, like, we made a sequel. Because we wanted to make a sequel. But in the first Parappa the Rappa, it was a classic story of, how's it put? The story of a young boy grown up. Now, sure, it's portrayed as, oh, it's Parappa the Rappa, you know, trying to impress the girl, but if you think about it, first thing he does is learn self-defense, which isn't a necessary trait, but it's a thing at a time where every young boy wanted to learn how to fight, you know, basic self-defense, blah, 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 blah. Not getting into that. But then he also learns how to cook, how to drive, how to, you know, make money, because he gets a job at a flea market to earn a little bit of cash for a birthday present, but he goes through all these little steps and a road of maturity, or through maturity, but it's also a fun rapping game. And it's just like, when I realized, or watched a video and they talked about that, I'm like, oh, yeah, that is very interesting. I just thought it was about a dog who was rapping with an onion doing martial arts. And it's like, no, it's a subtle story of the progressive growth of a child. And I'm like, that is very interesting. It just, old school game design, that's all I'm going to say. Old school game design. Now, my only question when it comes to that story is, was that a primary thought or an afterthought? Did they think, okay, rapping dogs should tell a story, or is it just, rapping dogs should rap? Like, I mean, did they first say, let's say, let's have this story? Or, I guess what I'm asking is, do you think the Parappa the Rappa, hey, there we go, 100%. Do you think the dog came first, or the rapping came first? Hey, that wasn't bad. I spent most of that level talking about other games. Sorry, Spyro. But remember, Spyro was a PS1 game and is considered a platforming classic. And there we go. Dragon Head is open and there's a treasure chest in their mouth. Yummy, yummy treasure. Up next, Twilight Harbor. So, yeah, when I play old school games like Crash and Spyro, it just reminds me of the PS1 games, platformers, and everything like that. Sorry about that. I get on tangent when it comes to talking about games because I love games. And I'm a machine designed to games, so kind of goes hand in hand. I hate those enemies because I always tend to get hit once by them. Mainly because like the start of their attack versus when they attack is perfectly timed that you either have to go for the attack or dodge. And I always make the wrong call. Speaking of, I'm going to go this way first. And I shouldn't, because there's a vortex here. Clearly that's where I'm supposed to go. We're getting close to the end of Spyro 1, my friends. My fellow gamers. My fellow dragon enthusiasts. You don't have to be a dragon enthusiast like Spyro, but I know you're out there. So what's up next? Well, simply put, Spyro 2. Which I will concede, I think, although it is good, is the weaker of the three. Yeah, I'm going to say it. It's not Crash Bandicoot, where I think 2 is the best. No, like Crash Bandicoot 2, Spyro 2 establishes the standard of what Spyro would become, if that makes any sense. But for me personally, I think for Spyro, and I've said this before, sorry I'm repeating myself, but kind of have to. Okay, careful. Make sure to dodge these goopy attacks. Although how slime could be dangerous, I don't know. I mean, that kind of slime. You know, you could drown in slime, but whatever. I'll say, is that a 1-up? Sorry, let me talk to this dragon, then I'll get back to my point. Rescued Cosmos. And yes, these are repeat dragons.
Thank you for rescuing me.
So maybe the dragons did try to take down Nork and got recaptured. Alright, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I'll talk about Spyro. So yeah, well I think what see what I mean? See what I mean? It's like always perfectly spaced to where you either dodge or you attack, and it's never the right option. Unless you dodge. Anyways, I think it goes Spyro 1, 3, then 2 in terms of best. And personal favorite goes 3, 1, then 2. Nothing wrong with 2. You know, I do appreciate it. I do like it. And as I said, it's the game that defines Spyro going forward. But I don't know. It's just something about 2 when compared to 1 and 3. Almost like they got a little, not a lot, but a little, oh ain't you fancy, lost in what they wanted to make Spyro. Like they wanted to change up the core principle of the game, sure, makes sense, Crash did that. But in terms of story, I don't think they knew what they wanted. Or they knew what they wanted, but they didn't know how to get there. That's nothing to say anything about the game. I mean, it's still a great game. Hello, Dragon. Rescued Cletus.
Be on the lookout for Nork Commandos, Spyro.
They better be on the lookout for me.
Yep, all dragons found, and you may have noticed these little crankshafts. Well, that's right. They go up and they go down. And if you remember, there was a chest at the beginning of this route that we couldn't break. Here's how you break it. That's right, there's another charging platform because clearly the Norks need that. But yeah, I have nothing wrong with 2. I love 2, but I just think it's the weakest of the 3. And through here, we'll just take care of you real quick because we need... There we go. Now we can just stop up there. I always like to get that one first because it's the more difficult one to do. Now we gotta run all the way back to make it all the way up there again. Nice simple jog. Right, this would be considered a jog for a dragon, right? Maybe not. Actually, I guess the question would be, do you consider flying part of a necessary jog for a dragon? Stop moving. Sometimes you just keep going and going. Alright, there's a gem back here, don't want to miss that. You know, I don't want to miss one gem and it's back up here, but I am aware that to the sides there should be some. Or not. Am I just being a foolish fool again? Nope, there are some gems right there. Oh, there's the one up right here though. Haha! Always check your corners. Okay, and did I get enough? No, I didn't. And now I am safe. I didn't think I could make that jump. Not gonna lie. Alright, attempt number 3, Spyro. That last one was on me. I wasn't confident in the jump, but I still made you do the jump. Alright, run, run, run. And build up the speed, max speed. You know what? I'm just gonna do that. Safer and easier. Probably should do that from now on when I play Spyro, but like I said, I'm a foolish fool. Oh well. Okay, rest of the level, here we go, and there's 3 commandos here. Or are you just a commando and you're a grunt? Well, whatever you are not a threat to me. You were at one time, but not anymore. Okay, we are almost done with the level. I believe we're actually halfway through at this point. Just using general gaming knowledge and how long platforming levels tend to be. You know, this is another stage I like because of, well, stage design. You notice that the enemies are using these goo guns. Goo Gatling guns, you know, love the alliteration. And you guys see in the background, like, these things, this is where they make the slime. The goo, the ammunition. And you, at the previous room we were in, there was green, which I guess you get this base form, and then they pump it and treat it, and now it's, well, pink, which is the damaging kind, because apparently pink goo hurts and green goo doesn't. Okay, very dangerous. Oh yeah, I forgot we don't have sparks, so we have to manually collect the gem. Luckily, these commandos are easier to take care of because they constantly shoot. You don't have to be close or anything. Now this is where I'm going to perish. Or not. I lied. Or did I? Alright, end of the stage, and yeah, nice couple of simple, easy stages that, like I said, I just love the Nork world. Again, a little biased, the machine plus the industrial versus fantasy, but, you know, I'm not saying that one's better than the other. In fact, the Dreamweaver's world was pretty cool, and I have mentioned other stages I like, but I don't know. Something about the industrial world and a fantasy world. Mainly because it's probably, I think the reason, come here rats, I need sparks back. The main reason is because it obviously isn't done for a reason, but it's very, very rarely done. They have, you know, a one-up. You know, machines and industrial style anything in a fantasy world. Obviously makes sense. Hey, there's all the gems. Because nobody wants to, you know, go to a fantasy world for machines and cars, but I feel like when done right, really adds to the world. So I like to take it where I can. Alright, up next. Oh, that's the boss already. Looks like we only have one more part of Spyro, and then it's off to 2. Hooray. Alright, Nork, it's you and me. Well, that was a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed playing. And if you did, please consider hitting the like button and impacting the subscribe button. It'll help out in the long run. With all that being said, this has been TheMechanist, logging off. Until next time.